Hello, hello, my friends. Okay, both of them. I don't want that one. Okay. Pardon us being a little behind. We had quite a thunderstorm a little bit earlier. Lost the electric and all that stuff. So, smash burger taco. All right, that's what we're working on today. Smash burger tacos. All righty. So here's the deal. I had frozen Skyline. Now, frozen Skyline tends to be. Your hand was on the camera. Anyway, I had some frozen Skyline and I split it because I want regular chili just in case we need it. But for the other one, I got out the chili and then I've been reducing it. So it's getting really thick because I'm going to mix that with some, sounds like I'm going to mix that with some ground beef so that we can make our taco and we can smash it down. So I'm going to possibly try this a couple different ways. I have no idea where my scissors went. I wonder if someone borrowed them. Someone borrowed them. So, alrighty. But we even have our Skyline cheese. But oh, there's something on there. Okay, I'm gonna wash these off, guys. Not sure what's on there, to be honest. So, all right, washing off the scissors. Put those for the dishwasher later. Anyway, so hey, Christy, good to see ya. And so we're making our Skyline Chili Smashburger Tacos today. And I have been reducing down some of the chili because it's a rather viscous chili. So there's a lot of, it can be rather watery. And that's not going to work for what we want it to do. Well, that's interesting. The regular cheese has a resealable on it, but the Skyline also makes a habanero chili. Cheese, excuse me. They don't have it year round, but they do have it. Just making sure there's not a zipper I didn't see. But this is what Mr. 513 prefers. This girl, nope. But he will use that when he comes home. So I will put that to the side for him. And I think we've just about got this about as thick as I can make it without putting us in danger of scorching it on the bottom there. So I'm going to set that aside to cool because I don't need it to cook the ground beef right now. And then we are going to, I need a pan that's not nonstick. Sorry about the noise. But that one's in the back there. So we're going to get that going. But we're not going to go right into the burgers yet. Actually, I'm going to saute up some onions, which if you were to come to Cincinnati and you were to go to Skyline, they do not have grilled onions. I like grilled onions. So I don't like raw onions. So we're going to grill up some onions just a little bit. Get them nice and soft. And I've got them diced up so it won't take very long to just get them soft. And then we'll make our smash burgers. I've got a couple ways I want to try this. I'm going to try it just as a smash burger on the taco, if that makes sense. And if that works, we'll do that. But if that doesn't work, then we'll make an actual smash burger, and then we'll chop it up and put it on like a taco shell. So we'll have to see. We're going to play today. We're going to play and we're going to experiment again. So anyway, so Christy, have you ever had Cincinnati style chili? I know a lot of people haven't unless they've been here. And it's quite often a love it or hate it kind of kind of thing. Some people really don't like it. That's okay. It's not meant for everybody. I always say that's why God made chocolate and vanilla. We actually have two brands of, well, we have multiple. You can actually do what's called a the chili trail when you're here. There are several places. We call them chili parlors, and there are several places here that that have their own brand of chili. I have one couple near my house. One is called Pleasant Ridge Chili. The other one is called Blue Ash Chili. They each have their own version of Cincinnati chili. I grew up near one called Price Hill Chili. And a lot of what these are a lot of them are Greek diners. And they don't just make chili. They have actually very large menus. I don't know what it is about a Greek diner. They're like the only ones that can get away with a huge menu and everything's good on it. So most other diner types, and I mean, I've been to restaurants. I guess I should say, Cheesecake Factory has a pretty big one too. And I know there's a lot of like ethnic specific, like we've got some Asian restaurants here that have huge menus, but it's all their type of Asian food, whether that's Chinese or Japanese or Korean. But the thing about the Greek diners around here is it's all kinds of food, it's very interesting. They do breakfast all day, but a lot of it made on a flat top, but good food. That's why they've all been around since I was a kid. One of the ones by me, actually, it was almost scandalous because they were in a really small location, and they all start in these little tiny locations, and a couple of them have expanded, and one or two of them, when they expanded, it didn't go well. But the one near me, it's actually just increased their business. So, and they moved less than 100 yards from where they were, but their space was so small. And now it's nice and big. And they're in a strip mall, but doing really well in that strip mall for sure. We're not regulars because we don't eat out that much, but it's one of our favorite places to go. One of our favorite, more like middle of the road. It's not what I would call cheap, but it's not super expensive either. They have these giant double deckers. That's something else that the Greek diners are famous for. And when I say, I mean, they're huge. Hi, Ruby. You can barely get your hands on a double decker. Ham and beef is my husband's favorite, and he only eats half, and then brings half home for the next day. So, but a couple more minutes on these onions, and I'm gonna stir that chili since it's cooling down, so I can put it in. So today, Ruby, we're making some Skyline Chili Smashburger Tacos. So at least that's what we're going to attempt to do. You're close enough. Have you had Skyline Chili, Ruby? What I've done is, if you have, I've cooked it down until it's nice and thick. So we can stir it in, but I need it cool down enough that it doesn't cook the hamburger when I put it in there. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some, the diners are kind of going crazy. But they're just going by the wayside here, which is kind of an American staple. These are some dried onions, again, to just kind of make this a little thicker, so when we make these burgers, they're not just slop. So that should help soak up some of the last little bits of juice. I'll put that like that. Can you take care of the animals, please? I have one under my feet. So we've got those onions. They're softened up now. Ruby, if you have Cincinnati chili, when you have a coney or a coney, I know other people call it coney dogs. We just call them conies. But when you have a coney, they'll put raw onion on it. I don't like raw onion, but I love sauteed onions. So, because I can make it the way I want, I'm doing that right now. Now, when my son first made smash burgers, he cooks them in mustard. I'm not going to do that today. I'm not sure how that... I mean, people put mustard on a coney. I'm not sure how that would work. So, do what? Andra, cook it in the mustard? Not sure what the do it was. So, there's my sauteed onions. They're just soft. They're not... Takes the bite out of it for somebody like me. And I'm going to put this to the side for a minute while we mix up our burger mix. Well, there you go. Come on. Doesn't want to come off. I guess I'll just leave it in there then. Okay, going to put this to the side. Turn off the hot dogs, would you? Hot dogs, please. He was lost in thought or something. Just turn them off. Okay, get another spoon here. All right, this is really thick. I have cooked it down to the point where it's really, really thick. I think we've gotten it to the point where it's cool enough. It's not going to cook the ground beef. So away we go. There's that. I'm going to definitely put some water in there, or that will be a nightmare to clean in a while. You wouldn't know it looking out the window now, but about an hour ago, we were sitting in the dark for a few minutes. I wasn't even sure we were going to be able to have stream. I mean, the computer's all charged up, but without the Wi-Fi, that's a problem. So, because this one's not hooked up to Ethernet. So, and if the electricity was down, it wouldn't matter anyway. No Ethernet. So, okay. That's filled up. Gonna pull out the handy dandy gloves. So, yeah, I'm much more of a fan of sauteed onions. I'm that. I've had people look at me like when I order a gyro, when I could eat gyros, and now I do gyro salads. I ask them if I can have my onions sauteed, and a couple people, the same thing. They're like, "Ooh, that sounds good," and then some people look at you like you've just committed some horrible sacrilege. So, is what it is. So good. The chili's not too hot, especially with the ground beef. We just got to make sure we get it to the point where we can have it fully mixed. And Oh, you know, I was going to put some black beans in there for texture as well. All right, we're going to try it without the black beans because otherwise I have to send IT guy down to the basement because I forgot to get them out. But you could do lentils too, just if you wanted to add some extra fiber, a little extra protein, stretch the budget, the meat, whatever. All right, I'm gonna do one. One is around, just in case we try to go with the smash burger if the taco part doesn't work. So I'm gonna pull one from the bottom because it's nice and soft, and then I'm gonna spread this pretty thin so that it cooks pretty easily. It's going to shrink, so I want to get it up to the edge as much as possible. I've never done a smash burger taco before, so I just want to make sure I don't overdo it and not have the meat be done enough. That shouldn't take but a minute or two, as thin as that is. Okay. I'm actually going to make a second one. Also going to take that from the bottom because that one's got a crack in it, that's why. So that way, if I make two, then I can make IT try one. IT guy, you can try one while we're at it too. So, yeah, I think everybody liked the sesame chicken. When we made it you liked it, didn't you? The sesame chicken? The chicken nuggets last night that were in the sauce. You liked those, right? Yeah, I thought so. Um, but they did agree with me that he's going to put them upstairs now. They had one chance. That's it. And they get to go upstairs and have a nap. All right. There we go. So there's what that looks like. I am going to go ahead and take these off for now because that's going to get us started. I'm going to pull this guy back. Whew, cover that up. It's hot. It's warm. And speaking of that, I'll go ahead and turn on my little fan down there. Move this aside. That's pretty high heat. I think I will just go ahead and put just a little bit of oil there. So yeah, we did like it. The sauce, the stir fry sauce needs some work, but the sesame chicken sauce was amazing. It was delicious. So just making sure I didn't miss anything. Put that on there. Okay, we're sizzling already. I'm going to use this guy because this is what we use for smash burgers. We had another one that we used, and when IT guy was making some for us one night, he snapped the handle off. So that was awesome. Ooh, I'm going to turn this way. So because you do smash them out. Yeah, I don't know where Joan is today. I saw her online this morning, but who knows? She may sometimes, especially when she's had a doctor's appointment, sometimes Joan ends up taking an unplanned nap, if you will. So, and she's in Florida, where if she's been outside for a while, I'm not surprised she ends up with an unplanned nap, to be honest. Oh yeah, we thought it was hilarious, Ruby. It does. We were like, well, guess we better get a better one. So now this one's metal all the way through, where the other one was metal, but then it went into a just wooden handle. So anyway, I envy people who can nap. I really do, because I suck at it. I cannot. I do not nap well. Uh-oh. IT guy. Yikes. This may be a problem. All right, let's do this. Got it off. Ta-da! All right, get this one off of there. All right, I'm going to sit this to the side like I did before because otherwise everything is going to burn. I am going to quickly put some cheese on there. Then we're going to try something different. Something a little crazy. Not that this isn't a little crazy, to be honest. Now, some people also will put, you could mix this up however you wanted. Like, I got some crema in there. That would taste amazing, I would think, with this. Because people put sour cream sometimes on there. They make burritos out of Skyline. I'm going to close that just to let that cheese melt for a minute. I'm going to grab a paper plate here for IT guy and one for me. So, there we go. Yep, agreed. It wasn't like it was a brand new spatula either, so it was a spatula I had had for a long time. All right, I'm going to give you the nice one because I'm feeling nice. It's going to be messy. So he gets the nice one to try. See if he likes it. And then he'll give me his assessment. It's rare that he doesn't have. Yes, for a fork. We're getting our sign language down, guys. Yeah. We still have we're still confuzzled now and then, but all right, let's give this first one a try. See what happens. All right, so this one just has the ooh, that would sounds like a mess, Ruby. Oh wow, I like that. The tea guy just took his first bite. There it is. I'm gonna try some of these uh, onions on here. Oh, he's typing away madly. We're gonna get his assessment. So okay, so these are the tacos I look. Tastes like it has pickles. You're just silly. Okay, can I tell you? It's way better with the sauteed onions. Okay, guys. Hopefully this works. My apologies. Because of using that and taking the pan off of it, it was heating up my phone and it made my phone too hot and it shut me down. So hopefully you guys can see me again. Let me know if you can. Um, my apologies. Note to self. We're back. Hooray! All right. Thanks, Sandra. I appreciate you for letting me know you're there. Okay, now got that one in there. Woohoo! All right. Sorry about that, guys. It was mine. I don't know if you heard me, but my phone overheated. So I apologize for that. I'm now going to turn this thing off for a second. If we have to heat it back up, we have to heat it back up. So I popped this in here because didn't want to turn it off before we were done here. But, oh, okay, this isn't quite cooked yet. So I'm going to mash this down some more. So, all right. Thanks, guys, for hanging with me. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to try to get under here and flip this thing. All right. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit of a mess, and that's okay. We like making messes, right? I think, unlike regular, like, smash burgers, I don't think you need to, oh, that didn't do well for the tortilla. So I'm going to try to get under there. We're learning all kinds of things here, aren't we? Okay. Again, have never made a smash burger taco before, but these things happen. Okay. Yeah, just hold it up against the phone. So, all right. Scared me. All right, I am going to move it. I'm just going to move it across the room. I've turned off the burner, so everything should start cooling down a little bit. That was nuts. All right, we're going to make a coney out of this thing. That's a lot of meat and a lot of cheese. Like I said, my husband will probably, he may or may not do this. He may just make the burger and then smush it up and eat it on a bun, to be honest, because that's my family. So, all right. Okay, this one's going to require a fork. I'm not going to try to pick that thing up and eat it. So, the thing that jumped, I think it was a piece of meat that stayed in there and it just popped. So, but I am going to add some of these. I've got a fork, but thank you, dear. So I would do this one probably just on a full round one, but I had one more half tortilla left, so I just decided to use it. So there you go. I would probably let this sit, let the cheese melt a little bit, but anyway, oh my God, what a mess. I mean, they're not bad. I like them. So, but yeah, I think it popped. I think it actually popped in both of our directions. So we both got some of the backlash of that. So these are supposed to be gluten-free. They aren't certified gluten-free, but if you look on their website, it says these are gluten-free hot dogs. Not all hot dogs are. In my area, we have Conn's hot dogs. They are not gluten-free. They're fillers. My nose itches. Okay, that tastes nothing like, that really doesn't actually even taste like that much like Skyline, which is really interesting. Um, and honestly, like I said, when IT guy makes them, do you cook them in the mustard? Do you put anything in the pan? Okay, so he doesn't put anything in the pan. I put some oil in the pan. I don't know if that was a good or a bad thing, but when I flipped it, it stuck. So I honestly think with the rest of this, I'm just going to make smash burgers out of it instead of making some kind of a smash burger taco. Not every experiment works. This, honestly, I did like it, but for the effort is not worth the return. Does that make sense? There's some things that are like fun, but and maybe we would do it like once in a while, but this is not going to become. I can tell you, this is not going to be a staple at our house because we're just in a. I don't know. There's just so many better ways to eat it. To be honest with you, it's just it's too much work for not enough. It's not like I took a bite and said, "Wow." I was like, "Okay, that's fun. I'm not gonna do that again." So anyway, um, that's why I love doing these experiments with you guys because they don't all come out. They don't all work. Just like you were saying earlier, Ruby, like you you had a casserole dish that blew up in the oven. Things like that happen. And there's nothing, and there's a lot of things we don't try in cooking because we think, oh, what if it doesn't work? Well, what if it doesn't? This wasn't a disaster, but it's really not what we would do normally. And like I said, I'll make the rest of these into smash burgers that I know my family's going to enjoy. I got the big tub of Skyline, so they will use the rest of the tub of Skyline. And I've got other hot dogs, so I'm sure they're gonna have themselves some conies this evening. So anyway, some experiments work, some experiments not so much. And I'm gonna finish this. That'll be my dinner, but it's probably the last time I'll make them. So just so you guys know. Oh, and that's really all I've got for today, because then tomorrow we're going to make a flatbread, a gluten-free flatbread, and I have got some beautiful things to put on top of those. So I'm excited about that, and we're going to do at least a pizza one and a prosciutto and burrata. So, and we'll maybe figure out some other things to do with it as well. So that's really all I've got for today. And, it was quick. It was interesting, but not what I'm sure we're going to do again. So I appreciate everybody who's been here. Go get yourself, if you're local here in Cincinnati, go get yourself a coney if you can have one. If not, you know, you can make your own if you want, but it is a lot of work. I'm just going to tell you. I think you're better off to make yourself some gluten-free pasta and have yourself a gluten-free three-way. So anyway, yes, Cincinnati, the only place where you can take your kids for a three-way, and that's wholesome. So it's a whole different thing, friends. Anyway, I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Remember to eat well, be well. I love you guys, and I will see you all tomorrow.